Hello everyone. We just want to have a quick recap of the things we learned yesterday and also fill in the gap because of the things we could not do due to the time. So when you launch your STATA, this is what you have. This is the window, and then with the window there are other windows as well. So this is the history window where all the works you've done, the ones that gives error and the ones that give the results will appear here. This is the results output. In this section, whatever command you execute will be printed here together with the output. Now this is the command section where you can type your commands in case you are good with the commands. And this is the variable section where all the variables in your data will be listed. Now this is the properties section where every variable, when you click on it, its properties will be displayed. So with the windows, you can as well resize them as much as you want, depending on you yourself. You can resize every aspect of them. Just put the cursor, and when it turns this way, you can drag and resize them. Now, this particular window tab here gives you access to all the windows you see in STATA. Some are docked, the ones you see, and some they are behind. You don't actually see them. So for instance, when you click on the Windows button, you see the command section here, which is the one we have beneath here, the results, which is this side, the history, which is this side, the variables, which is this side, the properties, which is this particular one. Now we have also the graph window. It is not active. It only becomes active when you have printed a graph or you've executed a graph command. Now this is the viewer. The viewer is very, very important. So let me launch one so we see. Sometimes you can launch the viewer window and then you can search for help. So for instance, if I want to conduct a regression analysis, but I don't know how to do it, I can just click reviewer, or I can come to the reviewer window and type regress. And I will get all the things about regression, and I can click on them one by one to read about them so I can use them. So that is the viewer window. Let me close it. Likewise, you can use the viewer window by just typing help in the command section and whatever you want help with, so regress. And you'll have the output also printed for you in the viewer window as well. Now we can also have another window which is called the data editor. This is where you can edit your data. You can click on it and edit some properties. You'll come to this one. We don't recommend playing with this because when you do, you may end up making some changes to your data. Only use the data editor when you want to make changes. So I'll close it. Now under the Windows section also, we also have the DUFA editor, which we worked through yesterday. In the DUFA editor, this is where you type commands. So for instance, you can type like generate, and maybe I can give a name or just say it's equal to generate log, which is equal to maybe variable 1 times variable 2. So in this section, you can type your commands, or you can also copy the history command to your DUFA. And once you do, you can save them, or you can even print them in a PDF. Otherwise, you can select a command and then you click on this icon, which is execute. Or if you don't want to execute them one by one, you can just click here and then you either remove or add. Or you can just leave the selection and click execute, and it will execute all the commands for you. So this is all you need to know about the Windows. Now, one thing you have to also know is that in case you've made any adjustments here, and now let's say you've closed your variables and then your properties window, your history window, and it is like this as one person posted, but you need to bring it back to the default so you'll be able to see the other windows. Just go to the Windows tab. Now I have commands still showing, so I need the history command, the history window to show. So just click on history and it shows. You go to window and then you click on the variable window, it shows. You can also click window and then you click on the properties windows and it shows. The last thing I want to do is assuming you've made some changes and you are finding it very difficult to restore. You can do factory reset of the STATA interface or the window just by going to edit, you go to preferences, and then you go to what we have like load the preference set. Now, there are different preferences, but there's also a factory window setting. As you can see, I have a dark background, but when I click on the factory window settings, it will restore my STATA to the very original, So everything is adjusted normally. Let me change my windows to dark screen again. So I go to edit, I go to preferences. Okay, now I can go to general preferences and then change my windows to dark and then click OK. I can also just take out some of these ones and quickly go back to edit, preferences, load preference set, and I go to factory windows, and you see everything has been reset. So thank you so much for being with us, and see you in the next 5 minutes video.